What is going on, Cleveland? This is Happy Hour in the Land. I'm Gomer. That's the professor. Welcome back once again to Happy Hour in the Land, where this is a place where us Ohio sports or Northeast Ohio sports fans can get together. We can talk sports. We can commiserate. We can do whatever we want, and we do that with liquid libations, of course.
Absolutely.
Professor, what do you have today?
Liquid libations for all of our Cleveland sports fans. You know that we are here with you, and today I'm with my Angels Envies bourbon with a little bit of bitters and an orange slice. A wonderful drink for a wonderful Happy Hour in the Land episode for so much great Cleveland sports stuff that's been happening. Go. What do you got drinking today?
Well, I just want to. I have, and I've been waiting to try this. This is from Mommy Bay Brewing. It's called Ball Game, and it is peanut flavored ale. Peanut flavored.
Oh, so like if you had a mouthful of peanuts at the park, right, and you're taking a swig of beer.
And yep.
So is that a salty beer or a refreshing beer?
I've been waiting. I'll let you know.
Oh, very exciting.
No idea.
Very exciting.
I've been waiting.
Well, welcome back.
Cheers.
To Happy Hour in the Land. Cheers.
Of course. Wow, that is crazy.
And?
Wow. Let me try it. That is good. That is pretty much like what it would taste like if you had like a mouthful of peanuts and you drink beer.
Excellent.
That is crazy. But anyways, we have lots to talk about today. And again, if your liquid libation is non-alcoholic, no problem. Drink responsibly. But we have lots to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Cavs. We're going to talk about the Cavs. We're going to talk about the Guardians. But first, what I wanted to do is we're going to do our new segment, Cheers or Jeers. And first off, I got to cheers the Cleveland Cavaliers for beating the evil Detroit Pistons in 7 games.
Cheers to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
To the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like how you made that comment about Detroit too, Gom. Right, boy, the big bad Detroit Pistons. Cavs will never get past them. That last game was a schooling that the Cavs put on Detroit. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
It was great, and I keep thinking, I don't know if you've seen that Mike Polk video, or at least we're not Detroit, and that's all that keeps playing through my head. At least we're not Detroit.
Yes, and that means something again now. Thank goodness.
Yes. So we got lots of Cavs to talk about.
Absolutely,
sure.
And cheers to the Cavs, but it's not just Cavs that we're cheering, right? Let's keep our glasses close going, because this week the Guardians took over first place. So how about a cheers to the Guardians as a team for getting into first place? Go Cleveland.
First place, Cleveland Guardians. I like the ring of that.
Especially because
nice.
Remember, we don't have that big, that big budget that some of the other, clubs have. But it's not just cheers to them, right? Got to keep the glass close, because how about a cheers to the Tribe's own Angel Martinez, AL Player of the Week. He had a great week. Cheers to you, Mr. Martinez.
4 home runs, 7 RBIs. He batted .368 and 3 stolen bases this week. Player of the week. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I love watching the Tribe. These young guys start to take over, right? We went young about a year or two ago, and they're coming together. They're playing together. So happy for them to be in first. So happy to see the little guy take on Goliath.
For sure. And then it was great too, because like the Cavs beat the Pistons in 7, and then we went to Detroit. A lot of the Guardians were at Game 7 because they were in Detroit for their next game when they took the Tigers down in their first game. So 2 more of those to go in that series. Hopefully we'll be able to take that series and just beat Detroit twice in 2 different sports.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. What did they go? They didn't go. Was it 5? The streak, right? 5-1 in the last 6 games, right? To take over. Again, I love these streaks, right? We saw what happened last summer, right? Got us in right into the playoffs right at the end. Keep these streaks up. Congrats, Tribe.
Well, the wild thing too, not wild thing, but the crazy
Charlie
thing too
Sheen
is
is
that
here.
they've done it like you.
Greatest episode ever. Go.
The crazy thing, right? But the crazy thing is they've done it pretty much without. Well, Jose, I mean, he's hit 2 home runs in the last 2 games. Manzardo hit 2 home runs in one of the games. So they're doing it without those guys. You know, it's been all Angel Martinez, and it's been Bazana. Bazana's coming along. Like he was really his batting average was in the 100s. It was really bad. He's got it up to 281 now. And he has 7 stolen bases. He's just pumping it out. You know, Chase is still hitting. He's batting 275. It's crazy. He had 5 home runs in like the first 3 games or 4 games, and he's only had 2 since, but he's still been hitting. But Jose's been okay. Like I said, he's hit 2 home runs in 2 games. But we have to talk about Quan, right? The disappearance of Mr. Steven Quan.
Watch. This week's Quan Watch.
Yeah, Quan Watch.
Where was he and where has he been? Although, real quick, though, when you were talking about Ramirez, right, I appreciate that you talked about him at the end of that conversation because the other day when the Tribe had, 6 home runs? Jose, he was the last one. He didn't get his till the 8th inning. So I think that's appropriate, right, that you mentioned all the other guys first. But back to Quan Watch. Gomes, where has Steven Quan been?
I don't know if he's in Cleveland yet. He's batting 200. He's striking out more than he has in his career. The metrics aren't good on Quan. And so we saw Vogt kind of take Quan out of the leadoff spot, move him down, which I think is fine. You know, I think he needs a rest. I'm not saying he just needs something to kind of maybe motivate to get him back because his WAR is 0.2. So basically you're saying he is about the same or maybe just a tad bit better than your average player. That's how bad of a season he's having. He has 1 home run, 2 stolen bases. I mean, he has disappeared. And if you look at last year, the first half of the season, he was on fire. He was like 300. He was just tearing it up. The second half of the season, he disappeared. And so that worries me. We're almost coming in a full season where he's really not done much. So that's scary. As streaky as he is, because he's been doing that, and he usually has one half of the season that is really good. So I'm hoping that he kind of turns it on in the last half of the season, because his contract. I mean, I don't know if he's how much money he's losing. His contract's coming up.
You took the thought right out of my head.
You know,
he is doing this on purpose, right? He knows this is a contract year. He's learned from the New York Yankees that you don't really have to play right until after July 4th, right? And that's when he's going to turn it on. And of course, you know, I want him to stay. I think he's an amazing player. But you know, we are one of the small market teams, and that is a reality. And it's really tough to try and sign these guys long term, especially when you know they can't really compete with what the other big boys are playing. So, do you trade Quan during this stretch, this hypothetical stretch that we're talking about, where he's getting hot? Right, I'm sure that's all going to depend on where's the Indians at that time, and of course, Gomes, you and I both believe the Tribe will be up at first place, and we'll need Quan, right, to get us through the World Series.
Yeah, because the rest of the outfielders are doing great. Like you said, Angel just won Player of the Week. He's leading the team with 9 home runs, which I think is the craziest thing of all. That he has the most home runs on the team, but he has 8 stolen bases. He's batting 270. He's having, I think, a really breakout year. Rocchio's doing really good. Rocchio's batting 288. Like, I feel like he's been hitting all the time. We're doing, like I said, Bazana's doing good. I don't know what happens when Arias comes back. I don't know what happens. You can't, like, I feel like, does Arias like sub in as DH? Is he kind of the guy that comes in utility now? Because, you know, Rhys Hoskins is not doing as well as I thought, but and when he's DHing, I mean, we have Fry and Schneemann, Schneemann's doing okay as well, but I don't know when Arias comes back. It gets scary.
Absolutely. And then, but what I'm seeing here is a trend, and again, maybe it's because I don't currently live up in Northeast Ohio, right? But I am keeping in touch with you guys, telling me how one day it's 50 degrees, and the next day it's like 70 degrees, and the next day it's 30 degrees with rain, and so forth, so on, like that. So, and Cleveland baseball. How many times, Gome, I can never get that picture of the snowman that somebody built on top of the pitcher's mound. Remember that for opening day, right? And that was the feature cover of the Beacon Journal that day, right? The weather in Northeast Ohio can be crazy, so it never surprises me that the Tribe can be a little bit up and down roller coaster. Let them play together, let them figure it out, let them get warm, and cruise through the summer, man.
And you know what? Speaking of Ohio weather, I just want to tell you this story. Last Wednesday, it was 52 degrees. That was the forecast, 52 degrees. I don't think I've been colder in my life than that 52 degrees, because I'm like 52. That's not bad. I can wear shorts and a hoodie. Oh my God. I was sitting outside watching the baseball game, and I had like 3 blankets wrapped around me. I don't know if I've ever been colder, and I will swear to you it was snowing that day. So it was not at 52 degrees, but that's what my watch said. The watch said it said 52 degrees. And then the next day it was 52 degrees, and I dressed more warmly, and then I was sweating because it was sunny out. So this whole feels like temperature thing that's just got me crazy. But then it's been like, it was like 90 yesterday. And this is within like a span of 5 days. It went from like snowing, in which I swear to you it snowing to like I had to put on
And that,
suntan
folks,
lotion.
is
Ohio
how
weather's
you get
crazy.
fevers from Northeast Ohio weather. The fever machine.
But I also have Guardians fever, Tribe fever, Indian
beautiful.
fever.
Nice.
I don't know. Trying to tie that all
That
back
was
up.
nice. Well, a 5-1, first place, AL Player of the Year, or year. That'd be nice.
Week, yeah. I hope
You know
year.
what?
That'd
It's
be great.
May. You're good. Nobody's gonna beat you.
Yeah, we'll just give it to you. But I also wanted to bring up too. We talked about this we haven't talked for a couple weeks, but we talked about this last time about the Tribe and their catching strategy, if you will.
Preach.
And I told you back then, I told you that the Guardians don't care about getting offensive numbers from their catcher. Bo is supposed to be the offensive hitter. He's not really known for his defense. So what do? They traded for the number 1 defensive catcher in the league, Patrick Bailey from the Giants. But I'm devastated they gave up Tugboat, the pitcher. I'm devastated because we saw him just throw a no-hitter in Akron just a few weeks ago. But yeah, we got the number 1 defensive catcher. And then, I go around and I'm hearing people talk about this catcher and like, I can't believe we traded for somebody batting 140 or that has a lower batting average than Bo. And I'm saying he's the number 1 defensive catcher in the league. They don't care. They don't care about getting offensive production from the catcher. And I think anything they get, they're happy about. As long as now with Hedges, they have the number 1 and number 3 catchers in the league. And I think that's right up their alley. So I wasn't shocked when I saw his batting average. He's a young catcher. We have him until like 2030 or something like that. With arbitration years, like he's a young guy. We have him for a long time, as long as we don't want to trade him. So I felt like it was a good move. It fits with their defensive strategy at the catching position. Like I said, he's not offensive juggernaut, but we sent Bo down. Actually, we didn't even send Bo down. He went to Arizona to work on his craft, which makes sense because we have Cooper Ingle, Dom Nunez at AAA. I think there's a 3rd catcher down there. They're loaded at AAA with catchers. But Cooper Ingle is the next catcher to kind of come up. So I wonder, is Bo going to be shipped? Is he going to be traded? I don't know what's next for Bo. I hope it's not over for him. I like him. I hope he can get another shot at it.
Well, of course, I couldn't agree with you more. You covered a lot there. Absolutely, Bo. I think it's great that he's out there working on his craft. I think exactly as you said before, we talked about this. Cleveland's always been more about the defense. Few exceptions, right? You've mentioned the 1 year with Jan Gomes, and then other than that, I got to go back to Sandy Alomar, right? Back from the 90s. And boy, what a lineup that was in the 90s, So you said a lot of things there. I couldn't agree with you more about, let's think long term. You said that he's going to be with the Tribe for a while, and he's a defensive stud right now. That's what they want. And again, pitchers are, a commodity. in the league. So it's always great to have a good catcher with them. And again, with Cleveland being a low market team, this is just how you got to play part of the game. You got to make some of these tough trades, right? Still never forget, some of the heartbreakers that we had for getting rid of. Oh wow, now I'm blanking. Was the big?
Well, when we traded Bayerga, that was devastating.
Yeah, boy, that was rough. As they started getting rid of that whole team, Sorrento, Jim Thome,
Yeah,
right?
they traded Lofton. They traded Lofton to the Braves that 1 year.
Right? You and I were at the Jake when Lofton came back, and that was beautiful. One of my favorite players from there. But yeah, when they got to break it up, and again, so the Cleveland, I think, is like the second lowest payroll. You know what I mean? And to be first place ever, and we talked about it. Cleveland was in the playoffs last year. It's just amazing. So I think final point on what you said, Gomes. I think maybe we ought to start a new segment called the National BS Meter, right? Hey, don't listen to these guys who are bashing and saying X, Y, and Z because they don't know. They're trying to get clicks, man, right? Come to Happy Hour in the Land where real Cleveland fans like Gomes and I will tell you what's this and what's that. And you'll get it from every team, right? Browns will get it. Tribe will get it. Cavs will get it. So make sure that you come here to get the true story about Cleveland sports.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the beginning of the year, and I want to, I guess, preface this with they're only 49 games in. We're not even a third of the way into the season yet, so still a long season left. Anything can happen. But I even said at the beginning of the season that the Tigers and I believe the Royals were going to be the 1-2 teams in the Central, and right now they're the 4-5 teams and they're both 20 and 28. They're in second to last and last place, which is shocking. Of course, Tigers lost Skubal for at least I heard he's throwing again, so maybe at least another month they don't have Skubal. But he might come in later in the year. The Chicago White Sox somehow are above 500. I know they added a bunch of players, but to go from where they were to now is very surprising. And the Twins still have a losing record. So yeah, you're right. To me, it's a shock that we're in first place. I guess it's not really a shock because I kind of hoped that they would come along the way they're coming. I thought we'd get more out of Manzardo. I thought we'd get more out of Jose, but we're getting some good stuff out of the younger players. Oh, and Quan. I forgot to mention, I thought I'd get more out of Quan. But yeah, it's in shambles right now. It's upside down. It's inside out. I don't know what's happening, but it's going to be a long season. Hopefully it's going to be a fruitful season. Hopefully it's going to be a fun season. Hopefully it's going to be an October to remember here in Cleveland.
And maybe that's what the Tribe is doing. You mentioned it. Jose is not hitting now. Quan isn't hitting now, but some of the younger guys are, the brand new guys, right? So let the brand new guys get in, and it's a team sport. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're pulling it together. Very, very impressed with what the Guardians are able to do with such a limited budget. And excited to see these young guys play with some of the older guys. But I think we should keep an eye on Quan. Not just that he's been missing in this first 49 games, but where will he end up? Right? Will they trade him? Will they get anything for him? Will Quan find the truth, the same truth that Jose has found, which is staying in Cleveland is always a good idea, from the guy who moved to St. Petersburg, Florida.
And just to celebrate too, I don't know if you saw this last weekend, the 2016 Cleveland Indians came back and had a reunion at the Jake. And it was funny because the Guardians posted a video about and asked all the Guardians, where were you in 2016 when the Indians were in the World Series? And they were all mostly in high school. Some guys were in early college. And Jose's like, what do you mean? I was here playing. And so it was, but it was cool seeing Kipnis again, Kluber, Roberto Perez, the game one hero, 2 home runs. Talking about offensive catchers. He was a defensive catcher, but he had 2 home runs in that first game in the World Series. And just seeing like Lonnie Chisenhall and just some of these guys from back then was really cool and really exciting. And the Rajay Davis bobblehead, It's awesome.
Excellent. Yes, that was really cool to see 2016 reunion. So again,
Mhm.
a great week for Cleveland baseball. Great week. Sorry about the 52 freezing weather, right? But that's a good week in baseball. And again, the almighty Detroit Pistons taken out. Boy, they just seemed to just outmuscle Detroit, didn't they? Made Detroit look like just they were standing still.
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy too because so one of the things is what's his name, Osir Thompson. They really I don't know if he's a dirty player or not. I don't know, but I think they frustrated him so much because he got a flagrant on Merrill and then he got the offensive foul on Merrill. Both of them were excessive in the way of him, and so I was glad that he got called fouls. But I think it was like Merrill playing kind of like the Dellavedova kind of role where he was just obnoxious and annoying this guy into creating these fouls. That was great to see, but I was really kind of worried about the Cavs. I was sensing, I was like, they didn't really have this takeover game ability, and then you saw it in a few of the games, especially you saw it in Game 7, where they took that game over. I mean, they always had stretches here and there where they were kind of being able to take the game over, but then they would lose the game and the lead would shrink. But that was a fun series, and it was really cool that in all the 4 wins, like the Mitchell was the leading scorer 3 out of the 4 times, but whoever was second and third always kind of changed up. It was really a team effort. Happy to see them beat the evil Detroit Pistons.
Yes, that was some of those stretches, right? Was it not the last game, but maybe 2 games before that, right? Where the Cavs had like a 22-point run. It was just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Detroit had no answer, right? 22 unanswered points. It was gorgeous. And got a little tired looking in Game 6, but boy, they came out, like you said, with the Thunder in Game 7. It was so cool to see. Great win. Now New York, right, is a different team, and I think we can agree that with New York, you're going to have to score more points, right? The Cavs can play defense, that's for sure, but I think with New York, they're going to have to push, and they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, which shouldn't be that hard to comprehend or to understand, right, Gomes? Because that's how they took down Detroit. So that's what I'll be looking for tonight, 8:00 ESPN, Game 1
in New
New
York.
York. Right? Detroit, we're done with. We don't need them anymore.
That'd be awkward if the Knicks and Cavs were playing in Detroit. To be
hey guys, don't mind us. We're just gonna take over your court.
No. You know what? It's going to be. I think it's going to be a great series. A lot. We talk about the national BS, right? We talk about that. A lot of the national BS has the Knicks love, right? Loved the Knicks, and that Knicks in, I think the most common one were Knicks in 6, maybe 5, but I think the most common one is Knicks in 6. If I kind of look around and kind of look at all the different sports people that would in their predictions was Knicks and 6. But I don't think you can count these Cavs out. We just beat a 60 win Pistons team, and they have the big cat, Carl Anthony Towns. I mean, we got Mobley on him. Mobley, a former defensive player of the year. It will be interesting to see if we can kind of lock down the cat. Jalen Brunson, of course. Oof. I mean, that guy's scary, and it's just going to be fun to see if we can lock down Jalen Brunson. A lot of people. I mean, everybody loves the New York team just because they're New York, and I hope we can beat down the evil New York Knicks now. That's really what I'm.
Well, yeah, for. and let's not forget that you just said it. We just took down evil Detroit. Let's just talk momentum, right, Gomes? Cavs got some serious momentum. It's fine that they're in New York tonight because I think they're still jacked and ready to go and have the momentum going in tonight. I think tonight's going to be a real interesting game. Not to say it's going to be the most interesting game because I'll be looking forward to seeing how each team is going to adjust. That's what we saw the Cavs do against Detroit. That's where we saw them not just make the adjustments to come back, 3-2. It seems like they took game 6 off, and then game 7 they put the foot on the gas. Let's see if they can do that again to New York. And I say they pull it off. I say they give an upset. I say once again, the national BS of these people out there who are just giving New York love. I do not predict the Knicks to win in 5 is what I heard quite a bit. 5? Give me a break.
Well, and a lot of people are saying about how the Knicks thrashed Portland, I think, in the last round. I don't even know who they played in the last round, but they swept them. The series was so short. I don't remember who they played, but they swept them. And they're talking about how great the Knicks are. But you're telling me after 8 days they haven't played a game. You play a whole game for months, every couple days. You go 8 days without playing. You're telling me that they got. I mean, it's possible that they kept the momentum, but you got to be a little bit rusty for at least a couple minutes, right?
And I couldn't agree more. I'm sorry. I saw my opening, buddy. I'm sorry. That's my point. Game 1, our guys are hot. Their guys are rested. I get it. It's in New York. Are they a little overconfident? Are our guys a little jacked up? Are our guys ready to be aggressive because that's what they had to do once they went down 0-2 against Detroit? I think our guys are primed and ready, and New York may be ready too. That's again, I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be, the pivotal one. I think there'll be adjustments, but tonight will be interesting for many of its own reasons.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll be very interesting to see. Like I said, the Knicks have 8 games off. I think they said the Cavs have lost the first quarter in most of the games in the playoffs. That they've started slow, so it'll be very interesting to see. Like I said, I wouldn't count these Cavs out. I mean, you can't go by their record. You can only go by their grittiness because we're a different team than our record, right? We have Harden, of course, who actually showed up a few times, and of course the Spida. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, just amazing. So with I love Jared Allen's nickname. They're calling him Dr. J. After the game 7 against the Raptors. I love that nickname. Evan Mobley, I feel like they have. I mean, it's going to be tough. I'm not counting the Knicks out. It's going to be tough, but the Cavs do have what it takes to get to the next round.
So, Gomes, your official prediction. And, your official prediction. I got the pen out, Gomes. What are you looking at? Cavs in?
I have to go 7. I have to go 7, right? Because I feel like they're gonna take every second they can have. They've already played every available game to them. I feel like they're just gonna keep going, push every team to their limit, and just knock them out in the 7th game. I feel like you just have to go 7.
7. Well, I respect that, and you got some good logic to it. I'm gonna say Cavs in 6. Say we're better. We're gonna keep riding this train
at home
through it. I think they realized how the Harden trade really can work out for them. Right now that Harden's kind of warmed up and seems like he's playing again, more serious, and I think he's buying in. So I think, Cavs in 6. I'll take that. New York's a tough team. We'll give them 1, maybe 2. All right, man.
Yeah, 2. We'll give them 2. Yeah, I can dig it.
All right, brother. Cavs tonight at 8:00 on ESPN. Let's see. Anything Browns? I heard JOK is on the IR list for the second time. I don't think that's a big surprise, but JOK I think is also getting his degree.
Yeah.
His graduate degree, I believe, in an Ivy League college. So that's a cheers to JOK for making lemonade out of lemons. Gomes, that beer has me so interested.
Yeah, I'm good. I have 5 more.
Save me one. I'm coming. Did you get that?
Yeah, I'm feeling for Joe. Okay, I'm hoping that
Did you get that at the Akron Arrows?
I did.
Rubber Ducks. Akron Arrows. Wow, that's old school. Jeez, showing my age there.
Yeah, and I did make it up to the Guardians game 2 weeks ago for the bobblehead. for the Manzalorian
Manzalorian
bobblehead.
bobblehead.
And, of course, the Grogu bobblehead.
Nice. Do you have it? Can we see it? Well, maybe next week's episode.
There you go. It's around here somewhere.
The piles of bobbleheads. Don't worry, bro. I know it's in there somewhere. You wouldn't have let it go to waste.
Right, for sure. So yeah, and we might be going up there for Memorial Day too. We'll see what happens. We don't know what's going to go on, but play it by ear.
Well, for those of you that don't know, the Tampa Bay Rays are having $10 baseball game tickets this summer. $10. I went last week. Good seats between first and third. Could see the batter just fine. And of course, following tradition, found other seats later in the game, all for $10. It was beautiful.
Of course.
If you're in St. Petersburg, I recommend.
Well, I do have to make it down. I have not been to the Trop quite yet, but I don't know if you saw too that the Cleveland Browns released their 2026 schedule.
Oh,
a little disappointed they didn't make it to overseas this year, but
I don't think they are.
But they have no.
I think they're
no, but they have all their games are 1:00 games. Only one primetime game against the Steelers. So you can almost set your watch to every Sunday at 1:00. Besides that 1 week with the Steelers, that they'll be ready to go and play at 1:00.
Can we point out the beginning of the schedule? Weeks 1 and 2, the Northeastern Cleveland Browns will be in Jacksonville week 1, which I believe is September 13th, and then Tampa Bay, right in my backyard over here, on September 20th, which I'm trying to get tickets for. Now, for any of you who's never been in Tampa Bay Stadium, Raymond James with the pirate ship, it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. But the top section of it is completely exposed to the sun, right? And I cannot stress this enough for you. If people in Northeast Ohio have never been down in Florida, there is no clouds. When there is no clouds and that sun is just beating down on you, right? It feels like you're 20 or 30 pounds heavier. So why, for the love of Pete, did they schedule Cleveland Browns in Tampa in the hottest part of the season, right? That's when Tampa should be playing home games in December, right?
You're right. Yeah. I mean, that makes complete sense because why would we it makes more sense for the Browns to play games in Florida later in the year.
It's going to be so hot. And down on the field, right? It's even hotter, as we know from college football, right? The temperature down there can get up to 100, 110 degrees. I know Cleveland summers can get hot, but boy, here's hoping Berea gets really, really hot, right? For those August training camp days before they come down for 2 weeks in Florida.
I wonder if they'll probably stay.
They really should.
I don't know. With travel
they really
nowadays.
should get used to that heat.
Yeah, why not?
And that humidity.
But no, I was thinking about buying tickets. Now I don't know if it's gonna be so hot.
Come on down, man. I think I'm gonna make the Tampa game. I don't know about the Jacksonville game, but going to try and make it to the Tampa game for sure. Got a good family members, never been.
And then, of course,
Gome, you should join us. September 20th.
I'm thinking about it. So it'll be interesting. We can do a breakdown of the schedule and what we think the wins and losses will be. We can do a way too early schedule prediction maybe next time for the Browns and kind of go from there and see what we feel like the Browns are going to be shaping up to do. We covered the draft. We saw all the great draft picks that they have. Monken's been, giving great press conferences, answering a lot of questions. Nothing else really to report, but it's just nice to see them in camp and doing stuff. It's just really nice. Quinshawn gave up his number 1 to Casey Concepcion. He's now number 1. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see where Quinshawn goes, what number he gets. But
it'll be good, man. Well, hey, here's one more final cheers to our Cleveland sports team, and then cheers to our viewers back there, and then we'll see you next time here at Happy Hour in the Land. Gome, folks at home, here's to you. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Happy Hour in the Land. I'm Gomer. That's the professor. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon. See ya.